Fueled by memories of her mother, resourceful Fifi builds a rocket to the moon on a mission to prove the existence of a legendary moon goddess. Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a brand new early Netflix movie review, and this time we're talking about the musical adventure animated film Over the Moon. Very excited to let you all know what I thought about this movie and if you should check it out when it comes to Netflix come October 23rd in this non-spoiler review. Before we dive into the details, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my other social media accounts. That way you all can stay up to date with what's going on over here at Movie Files. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other new early movie reviews, TV show reviews, live streams, and all the fun things we do on this channel. Make sure you all give this video a thumbs up. Helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And in the comments, guys, let me know if you were excited for Over the Moon, and once you've seen the movie, let's discuss it. Let me know your pros, your cons. What were some of your favorite songs, your favorite characters, and did you get emotional with this movie like I did? Let's have some great discussions in the comments below. So I was really looking forward to this, guys, because Netflix really impressed me last year with what I think should have won Best Animated Film, which is Klaus. I was really looking forward to see what they do with this film, and I have to say, man, they didn't disappoint. Let's get into the positives here. So again, Netflix, to me, they have years to go, but I think they're competing with some of the big dogs, you know, whether it be Pixar, whether it be DreamWorks. I think from what I've seen from last year's Klaus, and what I hope to see is another continuation of some great animation for next year's movies for Netflix, such as My Father's Dragon, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and you can add Over the Moon to that list because I think they knocked it out of the park with this film. Starting off with some of my positives here, the film has heart. It has life lessons, it's fun, and it has some of the most beautiful visuals you'll see all year. Speaking of those incredible visuals, you have the director of this film, Glen Keane, and the team at Netflix Animations and Pearl Studio and Sony Pictures Imageworks did such a great job of telling this Chinese mythology lore and bringing it to the screen. I think of those colors that pop within this film. It really reminded me a lot of Pixar's Coco when they went to the Land of the Dead. I thought the visuals were just so incredible in this film, and one of the best looking films I've seen all year, especially when I think of those colors and how much they pop when our characters Fifi and Chen go to the moon and go to Lunaria and meet Chang'e. I thought that those visuals were absolutely stunning. Going back into some of the elements that I really liked about this film, the story works on so many levels. It seems like animations, even when I was a little kid, they seem, when done right, animated films can tell the story of grieving and how we move on from that, how we come out of that on a different person. I thought this film did a good job in doing so. You know, seeing our main character Fifi dealing with the loss of her mother and seeing her father, which, you know, it is 4 years removed from the losing her mom, which was very emotional at the beginning of this film, but it's 4 years removed from her passing away, and you see, you know, Fifi's dad, played by Margaret Cho, trying to move on, right? And in doing so, he meets this other lady who has her own son, Chen, and Fifi, man, you feel for her because it's like, it's just a lot coming at her at once. And like I said, I really feel for the character and see how she handled that throughout the film. Going back to the lore of Chang'e, this is a prime example of why it's so important to have these different stories of all different backgrounds, ethnicities, and especially when it comes to this lore and this Chinese moon goddess, who I was very vaguely familiar with, but just learning more about it in this film and then doing some research afterwards, it's just, again, another reason why it is important to have all peoples of life, all diverse groups of people having themselves on the big screen. This is extremely important, and I thought this film did a great job of telling that lore, and I felt it was authentic to the lore, so I really appreciate that on the movie. I love the characters. I mentioned Fifi a couple times. She's our main character. Seeing her journey to honor her mother's memory was great, and such a character development from the beginning of the film of her being in her feelings about this new woman coming into her life and potentially being her new stepmom, and then her having a stepbrother. It's just a lot that she has going on, and I love where she starts and where she ends in this film. I mentioned Chen, who is the brother that Fifi does not want. He's kind of almost the comic relief that you get in an animated film, the annoying character, the annoying brother, little brother in this case, or soon to be little brother. He kind of plays that in the first half, but by the end of the film, seeing him get his own character arc, seeing him get his own development and breaking barriers in his own story was great to watch. The supporting cast was great. You have Margaret Cho as the father, you have Ken Jeong as Joby, and it was just a lot of fun with those characters, and I really enjoyed them. But I can't forget to mention the star, the brightest star in the galaxy, played by Phillipa Soo, who is Chang'e. Now, I'm not familiar with her work because I haven't seen, which I believe a lot of people know her from Hamilton, but she was fantastic in this movie, guys. Her performance was excellent. The singing, the vocals of this young lady is incredible. And when you introduce T'Chunga, her introduction song, her next song, the rap song was fantastic. Her character was a lot of fun, man. Like, I really loved her and her relationship with Fifi. Reminded me a lot, or a little bit of, again, Coco with Miguel meeting his hero, Dela de Cruz. And trust me, Chunga is nowhere as villainous or as murderous as that character, but I kind of liked how Fifi had this idea of the moon goddess Chunga and how she was a little bit different from what she imagined, but seeing their kind of characters come together was really nice to see. Last thing I kind of want to mention here in the positives, I'm not a musical guy. I want to touch on the musical aspect. I'm not a person that seeks out musicals. Like I said, I haven't seen Hamilton, but I love the songs in this film, guys. Fifi's Rockets to the Moon, Chunga's Ultra, Luminary, and the Ping Pong rap song were absolutely great songs, and I really hope they have a soundtrack for that, because I will be downloading it, because there were some really great songs in this film. Transition is some of my criticisms. Even though this film hits like right at that sweet spot that I think animated film should be, which is like an hour and a half, it clocks in about an hour and 39 minutes, and I would have liked to have seen this film be a little bit longer. And I say that because I would have loved to have seen more films on the moon and having more film scenes with Chunga and Fifi and Chen on the moon, interacting with the people, a little bit more of the world building. And don't get me wrong, I love the stuff that was on Earth with, you know, obviously Fifi and losing her mother and seeing that, again, kind of emotional moment at the beginning of the movie, seeing her build this rocket to go to the moon. All that stuff was great because it, you know, dives into the character development. But I would have loved to have spent a little bit more time on the moon, because, again, I thought it was not only visually stunning, but I thought that the characters, again, Gobi and Chunga and, you know, the rabbit and Fifi's rabbit having a bit of a love interest. I loved all that stuff, and I wish we would have spent a little bit more time on the moon. And, you know, for me personally, again, the first half was really fantastic, a really good, you know, kind of setup. And then I thought that the second half, once we went to the moon, all pun intended here, that's when the film kind of took off for me personally. And then if there were other little criticisms I had, not all the songs were fantastic. I just think of one in particular, and not that it was a bad song, but, you know, King Gong's character, Gofi's solo song wasn't all that fantastic compared to Chunga's song and Fifi's song. But also the relationship between Gobi and Fifi felt a little rushed. Didn't feel as developed as I would have liked it had been, because, you know, Gobi's character is kind of like in animation films, that character that is a creature-like character, not a human character, that tags along on this journey. And we get that, but I wish we would have had a little bit more development within those two characters. But minor things, no less. Wrapping up this review, rest in peace to Audrey Wells, who passed away, but she wrote a beautiful story, guys. This film is gorgeous. The musical aspect is incredible. The story is endearing. I loved Over the Moon. I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. It's not only my favorite animated film this year, but it's one of my favorite films of 2020. I highly recommend you all check it out. And when you do, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know this is an early review, so once you've seen the film, let me know in the comments if you plan on seeing the movie. And then once you've seen it, let's have a discussion about it. Let me know your pros, your cons, your favorite songs, your favorite characters, and if you're looking forward to seeing more animated films from Netflix. So as always, like, share, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other early movie reviews, TV reviews, live streams, and all the fun things we do on this very channel. Thank you all for watching this review. Hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.